Well, everybody that's watching this series, welcome back. We're going to be back onto the 362, the Stihl MS-362 that I picked up and ran some diagnostics through it. And the gentleman that I picked it up from, who was in business, tree service business. He was using other saws at this time and sold this one. He did replace the piston and cylinder with a Meteor setup, which is actually pretty decent. I didn't go in and change anything. It looks like it's all stock replacement. I did do a timing numbers on it, and we got our numbers. And right now, I'm just going to put it back together. I looked at the carburetor, opened it up a little bit, cleaned it out. Everything looks good with the seals and the diaphragm, so put it all back together. So hopefully it runs good. I'll have some in this video. It'll be a little choppy because I'll stop and start it, and we'll get some video of it running in my backyard out here. And so welcome back in my small garage again. And I'll start off showing you some of the tools. I'm going to show you a quick muffler mod on opening this up. Because rather what we have here is in the muffler itself, which is going to be fine. When I put it up to the cylinder and put it in there, it does look like I'm going to widen this out just a little bit. It looks like it comes into the port itself. So I did nothing. It's a factory port exhaust, right? So I did nothing with that. If you look in here too, all around here, you probably won't be able to see too much. It's a tiny hole that is in there. And kind of a gripe with Stihl, and probably way a lot of manufacturers do it to get around some modern day emissions. They put these tiny exit holes in their mufflers. They have an open can, but they put these tiny exit holes in here. And also just to have comparison with, well, I had another muffler around here. Sorry, folks. A little scattered on where my other muffler is, but I have an original 066 down here, early edition 066. So what I have in that, the muffler, it came out, it was baffled inside here. Inside here, it had a square baffle and it had a bunch of holes in there, and it came out. That was easily to cut out, right? But it had a pretty good exit hole as it is. If you get to a modern saw like a 460, 440, MS460, 440, the 461s that you can still buy, if you look at the exit hole, it's obnoxiously small. It's not much bigger than what's in this right here. And just by those modifications, by coming in and just opening up what you have existing, taking out a center baffle in there, opening it up a little bit, can go a long ways in performance-wise of your chainsaw. And not just to make it louder, you will get a little bump in power, but it's the overall, my idea is that, and there's many others on YouTube that have stated this as well, is that these saws run hot already, and partially for emissions, right? But they run rather hot, and you can make them run a lot cooler, still have enough back pressure to be sufficient for a stock engine. And if you're running it in any warm climate conditions, you should open up and make it run cooler, right? So you are going to make it run cooler by bumping it with a little bit of power, plus, right? So you don't want a completely, totally open muffler where it's just absolutely open, because you want still a little bit of pressure, right, from things in there. Now, people do make custom pipes and everything else, but this is a work saw. So what can we do with a work saw that makes the longevity increase a little bit and goes in that fashion? So anyways, I'll show you a little quick how we're going to do this. It's going to be quick and easy. You don't need very many special tools to do this. What you do have is a screen in there. We'll take that screen out, and that's going to be super simple. but I want to show you a couple tools that we'll be using. And granted, you can say what it is. It's cheap Harbor Freight, right? So Harbor Freight is where you go and you can get these bits. And so you can get these really gnarly, basically routing bits, opening it up. And there's a pack of 10. I think I seen it for, it was like 10 bucks for this. It was like cheap, 10, 12 bucks. It may have gone up. Everything has gone up. This was over a year ago that I bought these. And so there's many different styles and pieces in here that you can get to help with your thing. But anyways, we're going to go with this nice pointy bit here. What we're going to do is, all we're going to do is put it into a drill. So got my drill here. Open it up, put the chuck in, tighten it down nice and tight. Then that is ready. That is literally all you need is that drill. You don't need any special bits or anything like that. The next one is to take your pliers, and all you need to do in here to get to this is bend these little tabs. There's little tabs. You just bend a little bit, okay? Then you take your screen out. Voila, there's a screen. Doesn't look too bad. Actually, I can see right through it, so that's actually fairly decent. I will clean it up a little bit. I'll spray some brake cleaner on there, make sure it's pretty clean as that goes. So as we see in here, see if I get this right, there's your hole, okay? That's all it is. And so what I'm going to be doing is going straight in here carefully, straight through here, and just routing out the hole a little bit. Now you don't want to hit too much of the screen area because you want your screen to go back in there. Most people are going to say, well, performance-wise, if you're going out cutting on national lands, gathering firewood, you still need a spark arrestor. And spark arrestor, that's what that screen is there for. So that's what you're going to kind of see is the spark arrestor that's here. So anyways, I won't bore you with a bunch of noise here. I'll stop the video here and come back with showing you a little bit of how I opened it up. Thank you. All right, guys, I am back and we'll show you the finished product. It literally took me probably less than 10 minutes to actually grind a little bit of this side on widening it a little bit, and then to take out and open this hole up. So this is really a really quick, easy muffler mod in pro grade steel, older steel chainsaws that have a two-piece come apart. These things are actually really simple. Now, if you look at other brands, they're going to be a little bit harder. I'm not brand loyalty. I have a lot of gripes with Stihl, but they also do run well. But every saw, every manufacturer has its own little quirks, right? So anyways, we're going to try to get in there. So as you can kind of see, let me get a pointer. And you can use a file if you want to sometimes open up this back part here really simply. So anyways, in here, you can kind of see right the file coming through, or the file right in here. Let me see, terrible at getting the camera angle here for you. Sorry about that. Right in there, I opened it up. It's probably about now double the width that it originally was. And so let's try this. Let's try a little bit of a light. So as you can kind of see in there, see if I can get this correct, or this way, it's kind of a lot wider. Maybe I should have showed you guys that. Anyways, I did nick it a little bit, as you can kind of see, but it's not going to mess with the screen. That gnarled bit got nicked right up at the top up here, and you can kind of see that in there. Maybe if I get really close, you can kind of see what's in there. Just grind it out just a little bit. Take your time, and then it comes up really pretty smooth and easily. It looks a little rough, but that's on the outside. It's going to be on the outside of the screen. It's going to be rather good, right? So you take your screen, kind of take a little wire brush here and just kind of knock any carbon that might be on there. Easy. Now in this muffler, when I showed you there was carbon buildup in there, that actually took longer to break the carbon out of here than it did to actually open up the muffler. So if you have a muffler that isn't choked up and is carbon free, you can do this rather quick and easy. So take it in here, put the screen right back in to the hole, slide it right down, take your pliers, and bend these back, these tabs just a little bit back so the doesn't come out. And let's see if I can get the right angle here. And just give a little bit of a bend. They bend really easily, doesn't take much force at all. So anyways, and there it is. The screen is back in place, kind of see through there. Everything looks a lot better. Took a wire wheel and some scraping to get it out. That's the simple muffler mod, okay? So like I said, quick, easy. A lot of the older Stihls, 2-part mufflers, pro grade, come apart, make it really easy to modify your muffler a little bit. I don't need to put a second port in here. Stock saw, so just a little bit of a big widening out the exit hole, and you're going to be at it perfectly fine. So anyways, that's it for the muffler mod. I will put that back on. The 360, the 362 I should say, is what I have. I'll put that back on and we'll go this way. One thing I do like, it's a later model. It looks like the date of manufacture was in 2017. So I do like this air filter, actually, what they came on when they upgraded it. A little different than this older model, which I have here, is a 2013 model. And this one, as you can kind of see, is the old style muffler. This one I tried to tweak out, put a highway cylinder, aftermarket cylinder on there. The throttle response is rather lazy on this one. So that's why I haven't got rid of it. I haven't figured it out. I did a little bit of port work to it. This was probably one of the first saws that I tried to do timing. So port timing with a timing wheel. And as it goes, I messed it all up. So I'm going to have to put the timing wheel back on that, see what is going on with that, and try to figure it out. I'm not going to proclaim any expertise in port timing by any means, or putting on a timing wheel. There's many good channels out there that actually are far better than I would be at telling you how to port time a chainsaw. And I will eventually put some links in there. I just think that they were actually very educational folks that are passing on knowledge. And it's great to pass on knowledge. And that's kind of what this is about. I'm not doing this for a living. This is purely hobby for me. I actually, my day job is in a completely different field. I work for a government agency, a federal government agency, and I'm a wildland firefighter. So that's really what it comes down to. Been using chainsaws, and now I'm trying to teach myself really the ins and outs of chainsaw operations. But anyways, that's for a later time to get back into some of my background and history. But just know that I will put this back together, finish it. The next little clip after I stop this and now patch it all together here, I'm going to go out in the backyard and I'll fire it up and make sure it's tuned and everything is running good. And so we'll see how it goes. And like I said, it was just basic overall cleaning on this thing. And for being in more of a commercial setting, this saw is actually in rather good shape. I've seen some that were hammered, but the gentleman did take care of his chainsaws, which is actually quite awesome. You see arborists, or you see companies that may not take care of their chainsaws as well, and just beat the living heck out of them. And this is one that I am surprised at how many hours and what was said and done to it. It actually looks rather good. So if everything goes good, I will probably put this up for sale locally or maybe on eBay. And so this is kind of a way to, if somebody wanted to watch out what they were buying for, I got it into my ideas that I will try this and upload it, and maybe it would be easy share link so that somebody doesn't buy a chainsaw blindly. I've bought blind chainsaws. I didn't look at the pictures clear enough, or something was funky, and either I got burnt or it wasn't quite the deal that I liked. But picking up junk saws or getting Chinese knockoffs and teaching yourselves, if you want to teach yourself something, is probably the best way to do it, and the cheapest way. If you screw up, you screw up. You're not out, $1,700 or whatever nowadays, $1,000 to $1,500 or $1,700, depending on what pro grade steel chainsaw you want. Huskies, not much better. They're pretty much the same price range. So it's one of those things. Pick yourself up a cheap chainsaw to learn on, or buy a kit saw, put it together, and actually go from there. Watch videos on YouTube. There's some good folks out there that are educational and teach you a lot. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop that there. And the next video should be out in the backyard, hopefully with this chainsaw running, and I'll tune it up and see how it does in the wood. Thank you.